Hey, welcome to Midnight Morsels,
the Gummy Buddies sober series where we get cozy,
we get comfy,
and give you snuggly little tidbits, tastes if you will, of stories. Patience.
Listen to it crackle.
It's just going to be us sitting here for 20 minutes.
Listen.
Need we say more?
This one's a brief one. It's a brief little story.
It's not a boxer.
Okay.
It took you way too long.
God. Okay. This episode, we're going to talk about the Radium girls. And so how I heard about this was I saw a post on Facebook and it talked about these girls that were glowing in the dark. And I was like,
what?
If I read something like that, I'd be like, okay, this isn't real. This isn't real.
Yeah.
It was real. And I'm going to tell you how it's real.
How can we, too, become a radium girl? Does it involve Chernobyl?
It does not.
Oh.
So in the early 1920s, the United States Radium Corp, I'm going to refer to it as the USRC, was engaged in extraction and purification of radium from carnite ore to produce luminous paints, which was marketed under the brand name Undark.
Okay, cool.
So the USRC was a major supplier of radioluminescence watches for the military. I don't think I said that long word right.
So it's close enough.
But they made these watches for the military. So like the watch faces would like glow.
Very cool.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Well, I knew that was the first glow in the dark that was ever invented.
I believe it was. Because we'll talk later about how it like. So at the factories,
this fire is hot.
It is. At the factories, they employed mostly women to paint radium-lit watch faces and instruments, and they would like mislead them by claiming like this was safe when it's actually like it's not safe for you.
Not safe. No, yeah.
To be touching. So, after being told that the paint was harmless, the women in each facility ingested deadly amounts of radium after being instructed. We're back. I think it was recording the whole time. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
The battery was upset.
It's dying. Okay, some of us don't charge our phones like we should. Okay, so the women in each facility ingested deadly amounts of radium after being instructed to point their brushes on their lips in order to give them a fine tip.
Ooh.
The women were, they were instructed to do it this way because they used so less resources. So the brushes were camel hair tip brushes, and so when you would just like put it in your mouth and just twirl it, it would make it that fine tip. And so they would like...
too bad, it's fine. They'll be fine. They weren't fine. Newsflash.
They were not fine. They were not. So a lot of women developed anemia, bone fractures, and necrosis of the jaw, which is where the jawbone tissue dies.
Yeah.
Ugh. It freaks me out. I hate stuff with the jaw.
You know, like the mouth cancer things, it looks so painful.
Mm-hmm. They also experience suppression of menstruation and sterility.
Sterility, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The dentists were actually the first ones to see the side effects of this because people would come in with mouth lesions, ulcers, loose teeth, and then if they ever had like an extraction, it wouldn't like heal properly.
Whoa.
So later down the line, the USRC actually did like rejected all claims that this was happening. Said it wasn't real. Like this was a woman thing. Not. It couldn't possibly
this is a government facility then. Mm-hmm. This is United States Radium, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Shocker.
This is so intense.
The fire is trying to kill us, you guys. I want to do a scary story at one point with this fire. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm vibing with it. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So the company would
Never mind, the fire is the scary story.
The government also would instruct the doctors, dentists, and like other researchers to like not release the data, whatever, about it. I'm like, done with the fire. So they would like have to like keep their mouth shut. In 1923, the first dial painter died. Supposedly her jaw, like, fell away from her skull.
Oh my gosh.
I have patients that come in with TMJ, and that's already, like, really hard for me to,
It makes me wonder how long they had to consistently do that for it to start with those effects, if it wasn't even that long, or if it was, like, these are women that stayed with it.
I think it probably happened, like, rather quickly. Like, probably within a first few months, you would start noticing, like,
that's
issues.
Wild.
Calm down.
Stop beeping.
By 1924, 50 women were, like, had gotten sick, and over a dozen had, like, already died.
That's nuts. And nobody was acknowledging it still, of course.
Nope. So the company would push other sources as the cause of death for these women, such as syphilis.
So now they're sleeping around getting all sorts of... Okay.
And they would do this, and it would smear, like, the reputation of these women. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's so disgusting.
It's bad enough that they stuck with your company long enough to deal with this crap. Now you're going to say that about them. Ho, ho, ho.
So the company even claimed as an act of kindness that they hired people who were physically unfit for employment.
Wow.
Like they would have, like, some
they
issue.
were already sick anyway. We were just that generous.
Yeah. I need a second. I'm uncomfortable. This is where we need the beanbags.
Yes.
Some comfy beanbags.
I look, the cats would rip them open, though.
Oh, that's fair.
Or pee on them.
So, the inventor of the radium dial actually died because he would touch the radium with his hands. That's what you get, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you his name.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very funny.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pronounce it right. His name was Sabin Arnold von Schocke. This is how it's...
Von Schocke. Von Schocke. Von Schocke. Oh my gosh, I think a bug just landed there. It's war. It did. These stupid freaking... Should I throw it in the fire?
Yes. You're gonna witness murder. So because of his death, it actually helped the girls when they went to court. Because it was a man dying, not just women. Yeah. So it wasn't a woman thing. Mm-hmm. So, so another part that I didn't put at the top, they wanted to use glass pens to paint these on, but the glass pens took too long because the women were paid per watch made, like 20 cents per watch. And so if it slowed their time down,
didn't give us much
they didn't want
it.
So they went back to using the brushes after this was introduced because they were like, well, if you're not going to pay me more, you know, so. Finally, in 1928, Grace Fryer decided to sue, and it took her over 2 years to find someone who'd be willing to take on the United States Radium Corp.
Wow. The
trial was slow, and it started by the time the first court appearance, would have been, they would have had their first court appearance, most of the women were bedridden, and they couldn't even raise their arms.
It's just too late. Everybody failed them. Mm-hmm.
And
the company, the government in general, the lawyers, the doctors, the dentists.
By the time, since they were bedridden, they weren't even able to raise their hands to take the oath.
Oh.
So they couldn't be, sworn in. So there was actually these 5 girls who, took on this thing. Took on the government. I'm guessing a government.
And they started a girl band where they fought demons.
They were labeled the Radium Girls.
Sounds like a cool girl band name.
And how this ended is the Radium Corp denied any wrongdoing, and they just had a settlement settled in that autumn. And that was it. And so from there on, they are a big reason of women's rights, advocacy. So they are kind of the ones that also started the women's rights movements and
When you say Radium Girls, it just makes me think of Fallout.
Yeah. So I did read that after these claims were made, the owner left this company or sold it. Mm-hmm. Started a new company under a different name because he didn't want these accusations.
It was private. I thought it was a government.
It was government. I think it was a contracted government company. Okay. But he ended up selling it. Whatever he did, he ended up selling it. Started a new company called Luminescence something with lumina. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, because he didn't want these accusations following him, so he started this whole new company. Well, in the same company, he made something similar using radium, But all the same things kept happening in this company. And so
What?
it was like, it was just proven that it was like the radium itself, not women. Because they had a bunch of women too. In that,
that takes some balls to start a whole new business, do the exact same thing you were doing, and not even make a single change because you are so stubborn and not wanting to admit that it's any chance that it was your procedures that caused it to happen. The selfishness, I hope the second group of women that had stuff, that I hope they got so much money too, because, ooh.
Supposedly there is a show or a book that you can read, and it shows them, like, actually working. This was one of the images.
Peep the image here. What?
Yeah. It's a...
What's in front of her face?
That's the... It's, like, part of the, like, cancer that grows in there.
I'm so confused,
See?
yeah, because it looks like her chin is huge. That's so sad.
Gross.
That looks like a death portrait, actually. I thought I saw boobs. Okay. Wow.
I thought I saw boobs. It's just gross. It's gross. It makes me feel bad.
So was there any sort of actual, like, glow-in-the-dark aspect, or no, that was just, like, it's the way they're presented because of the story?
I think that because...
I would assume that if it gets in your mouth glows.
I would assume. I don't know if they're, like, skin glowed or anything, but I would assume their mouth did with how much they were, like, ingesting.
I would think it would be diffused throughout the blood too much to actually make skin glow. But, yeah, like that one, it shows her mouth glowing.
I think it had to be something like that, but that was, like, how I got the topic.
Imagine being a girl and finding out that, like, at your job that it makes your mouth glow and be like, oh, look, and then purposely putting it in your mouth just to be silly because you think it's safe, and then getting, like, the worst cancer because you were just trying to be silly.
And in your mouth, of all things, because then, like, back then, like, how would people eat? How would you eat? How would that poor girl, who we just showed, how would she eat? Or do they have food tubes back then?
Yeah, they did have feeding tubes. I don't know when they were invented, but they've been around for a while. But still, it was very sad.
Thank you for joining us for that tasty tidbit.
We hope you've enjoyed Midnight Morsels. We'll get it eventually.